All right, Grant, pre-show shenanigans. This is the Super Bowl recap episode. So basically everything in this episode is going to be Super Bowl related to
And
begin
kind of
with.
like the whole season. That was the
Yeah,
last football
more or
game of the
less.
year.
Yeah. We
So
don't want to think about that though.
there wasn't
Absolute
not,
just disgusting game to end the season.
I'm
But
not sure
Grant,
what the date was, but at one point it was like there are 46 straight days of
yeah,
football. What
we've
like
now made it through that. I
we're
remember it. But
we're in
I
the
think
dog
I think
days.
this deserves more of a pre-show because of the basis of it, rather than we probably wouldn't talk about it during the actual episode. Um, Jameis Winston deserves his own TV show.
Oh yeah,
Jameis Winston was the absolute highlight
yeah. I think
of
he stole the
the Super
week.
Bowl experience.
If I have this correct, Fox hired him for the week, just for
He
Super
was a
Bowl week.
rental.
No,
Yeah.
literally, he was on essentially a 10-day contract in the NBA. That's essentially what they put Jameis on. But I think Jameis came, he saw, and he conquered. My goodness, every single day, whole
The
Super Bowl
Saints
week.
he deserves a lifetime contract with the Saints. He deserves to be in New Orleans
And it was
after this
on the
performance.
Saints when he was dancing with the crutches, correct?
Yes. Well, no,
I
was that him
believe
or was that Teddy Bridgewater?
it was him dancing. I want to say it was on the Saints. It had to
I
have
think.
been.
Well, I thought it might have been Teddy on.
I
Maybe it
think
was Teddy on the Saints. I don't know.
I maybe Teddy also had a moment where it did, but like I'm
Maybe that
talking
was just
the
Jameis. I could just be
Instagram
thinking,
live. It
remembering
was
wrong.
Jameis.
But
But yeah,
um,
he stole the week.
I
He was
unfortunately
incredible.
never saw him though.
Yeah,
Like
he's probably
I
top.
saw Reggie.
He's
I ran
probably
into
all over
Reggie
the
Bush.
place,
I ran into Reggie Bush. My friends saw Jerry Jones. Some of them saw
seems like it should be next to impossible to
my
meet
friends.
Jerry
My
Jones
friends
in
met
public.
Guy Fieri.
That's sick.
Um, Pretty sick. Also Hank and Stephen Shea from Barstool met both of them.
Stephen Shea. Yeah. Just a bunch of all stars right there.
Yeah, quite
I
literally the
when
All
you
Star
said
lineup.
Jerry Jones though, that was the one where I was like, how? Because like my only recent memory, and I still don't know for sure, but before I got in my seat at the Rose Bowl, we were just sitting right outside or standing right outside the like press box area, like suite
Mm-hmm.
area, and we just saw 15 guys in suits. We didn't see anyone specifically, but I just saw 15
Well,
guys in suits in like a circle around
I will
someone, and I
say
assumed it was Phil
it
Knight.
is
Um,
really difficult to prevent people from getting close to you on Bourbon Street and in
well, I would
anything
just
on
be
Bourbon
shocked
Street.
Jerry Jones would like
Well, he was
want to
they were
party in that situation.
well when in New Orleans, I guess, but also they met him at Pat O'Brien's, which had they met him in the piano room there, which is like a sit down kind of more jazzy
Oh,
vibe. So
okay.
like you can't really do it. Like they can't close off the room for Jerry
Oh
Jones.
yeah.
Like it's not how it works. So like he had security, but I mean my friends still met him. They have a picture, I think like two pictures with him. I didn't get to meet him though, unfortunately. I was not there.
I don't even know what I would say to Jerry Jones if I ever. I literally have no idea.
You should say,
Maybe
you
something to
should say, well, so
Zeke.
why Brian Schottenheimer?
I don't know. I'm really not sure what I would say
Yeah,
to
I was
him.
gonna say maybe
It
you
was
asked
kind of
like,
like
what
the other
about someone
week
about Zeke?
when I saw Anthony Banda. I had like I had no idea
Hey,
what to
you know
ask him.
what? Hey, commend I commend Anthony Banda from when you were talking with him. He's like, we need
Oh
Tanner
no,
Scott.
yeah,
We need Tanner Scott. You're like,
because
all right, man.
it was the day before Tanner Scott signed, and I was just like I told him because hey, he's the other lefty reliever behind Vesia. I was like, hey, I keep telling my friends, lie by the way, this is not what I would tell you and everyone else. So I'm like, hey, I keep telling all my friends we don't need a Tanner Scott. We got you and Vesia, and he immediately no hesitation, but we could really use him though. I was like, oh shit. All right, so that's the mindset on the
Team
team.
first. Team first.
Yeah, no, like that. Quite literally, signing Tanner Scott means Anthony Banda will not play Major League Baseball for the Los Angeles Dodgers. He will not play Major League Baseball for us. He might
Yeah.
for another team, but it will not be for the Dodgers after that. But that was his attitude, so respect there. But
Oh, and
Yeah,
one of my other friends met Stephen A. Forgot about that one as well.
that's a pretty big one.
Yeah,
That
forgot about
if you
that one.
my goodness, like if someone were to ever like run into Stephen A and Skip was relatively nearby, like I would force them to
Have a
hug,
conversation.
hug, no hug. I want to see a hug
I don't know
because
how that would get over, but
well, I heard recent clips from both sides, Stephen A and Skip, where they were both like, to be honest, like I would not be how big I am without the other. Both of them have said that like within the past 12 months. So it is true. The love is still there. Uh, but like I do think Stephen A does enjoy when Skip uh or whenever the Cowboys lose, Stephen A is thinking of Skip. He definitely
oh
is.
yes, 100%.
There's
And he
no
was
he
still.
he can't
Did you
ever get rid
see?
of that.
Did you see the Nick Wright aftermath after the Super Bowl
I didn't
today?
see I no.
So
Short answer, no, I
I'll
didn't.
just summarize it real quick before we get in the
I heard
episode.
there
So
was a debacle, but
Nick Wright this entire season's been basically dumping on the Eagles. So the Chiefs would win, like every turn
but
just was
more so
like
dumping on
taking a dump on
Eagles
the
than
Eagles.
being like pro Chiefs.
Yeah, no, more so just like the
Okay.
Eagles can't will never like whatever. To start the segments today, they had 4 minutes of essentially hazing Nick Wright for the Eagles winning. They had like people singing. They had like I don't know if it's a mariachi band, but they had something like circling the desk. You know, where you just look up the clip. Just look up the clips.
Yeah.
I'm not going to do it justice, but they effectively hazed him to start the wherever their
Fair.
show's called today for 4 minutes
Fair.
for
Yeah,
that.
sometimes it's deserved. When you're on shows like that, you're on daily national television shows, you have to
I
be
would
a
just
man
like to
and you have to
say,
take it on the chin when you're wrong.
I would just like to say though, you take it on the chin when you're wrong, but I got the Gatorade color right. So
It was yellow.
it was yellow. And I
I
said that before the odds changed. I want to
I
state
just
that
need
the
to know for
episode.
sure what was in the Kansas City cooler. Because if it was yellow, then the fix is in. But if it was purple in there, then that Gatorade shift was Vegas's other way of telling you we know the Eagles are going to
No, the Eagles are going
destroy.
to win.
Because like
Yeah, that.
that's now how I'm viewing these Gatorade colors as like a slight boosted bet money line pick. Still, they're just
Yeah, I don't
the
know.
clear fact
I'm telling you,
is
it's.
the theory I have on players will go out of their way to pick up the Gatorade cooler than water cooler. I want to
No, I
run the
believe that
analytics.
I will
I
just
want to
say
run the data.
in my experience when we won the championship game, I was blatantly asked for the
The
Gatorade cooler.
Gatorade, yeah. So I think they go out of their way to specifically
But
get the Gatorade
in the
cooler.
moment, you never know. In the moment,
Therefore,
somebody might
devalue.
just grab
No, no,
it.
exactly. Someone might
But
not
it
be
does
thinking that you
devalue
just
it.
won the Super Bowl. I mean,
Yeah, does
so
devalue it.
there's a lot of things. There's many
Also,
moving
maybe if
parts.
it's to Tom Brady Chiefs, maybe they don't even have Gatorade. Maybe Tom Brady banned
Oh, oh,
Gatorade.
oh, yeah, no, no, it's definitely banned. You have to drink his special TB12 electrolyte mix on the sidelines. Either that or you like go into the medical tent and like Alex
You have to
Guerrero just like jacks you up, or like no, like they straight just IV you in the medical tent. There's like screw it, we do not care. No,
you never
actually, not
know.
even the medical tent, just on the sideline. They're like, we really do not
You're
care
in the
at all.
huddle on a timeout huddle. Just
No, yeah,
stick
yeah,
it
no,
in
no,
there.
yeah. You can't do it literally in the huddle between plays, but call a timeout. Like, oh, Chris Jones, get over here, just needle, just stab 5 in him. Just give him the full
Holding the
the
bags.
works. Yeah, give him the works. Double bags for each needle. Just oh yeah, get him back. Yeah, no, that's kind of where the NFL is going at this point. But yeah, I think that's gonna do the pre-show. Super Bowl episode. Order has been restored, everybody. What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Waterboy Podcast. Today it is episode 292. And my jinx actually worked. The Philadelphia Eagles are Super Bowl champions. It's not the Chiefs. I am at Yeah, no, I'm still pretty stunned that the Eagles did just absolutely
Yeah, hey,
smoke them like
they
that.
did break the Kirk Cousins curse officially.
Well, they broke that, but more importantly ever, they broke the
Visor.
visor. You're allowed to wear a visor. Hey,
You
when I
hear that,
was
Josh Allen? Maybe Josh Allen finally will be able to
maybe
be allowed to
throw
win
it
a Super
on
Bowl.
now.
Yeah,
Yeah,
throw it
cut
back
the
on.
hair.
JJ
Cut the
McCarthy?
hair though. The hair
Yeah,
still
he does have to
exists.
cut the hair. JJ McCarthy, though,
No, yeah, I was about to say JJ, how you brought up the visor earlier, and how I was saying it will
he's
not
safe.
be there next season. Nope, back on. They just reinstalled it back on the helmet last night. Okay, back on. Visors are officially in. I'm not gonna say they're back because they were never in before, so they're now just in. Uh, who knows? Maybe we go like another 10 years, no visor quarterback Super Bowl. Who
I hope
knows?
not. I
Well,
hope
well,
not.
JJ could still get rid of a visor. You know, the long
Could.
hair, it's tough for
Well,
a
he
guy with
caught that.
long hair to cut it if like Trevor Lawrence, he's never chopping it. That's literally his brand. His agent's like, dude, you can't. Like you're gonna literally make 30 million less on your Under Armour endorsement if you
Hey,
cut your hair.
hey, with Tom
Head
Brady
and
gets in his
Shoulders
ear,
will
though,
not
you
be
never know.
calling. The Head and Shoulders will not be calling if you cut that T Law. So yeah, but the visor that can
So here's
simply
my
be
question.
removed from the
If
helmet.
Tila were to cut his hair, but then keep the hair and make a wig out of it to wear just when he's not in the game,
That
but
counts.
he has the short hair in the game, does it? Is it valid?
It counts. And to be honest, although you don't actually need to do it, it really if T Law were to actually be serious about the hair, he has to buzz it.
So
If he
what's my
just cut it
question?
and had a
What's the deal
normal
with
hairstyle,
Herbert
no,
then?
no, no.
Because Herbert cuts it half the time, the other half the time he grows it out. Is it like
Uh,
during the game? It's like day of game, what the length is, or is it
yeah.
season
So
long?
yeah, no. I think it's if it's at any point in the season, the hair is long. So for Justin Herbert, he has disqualified himself from a Super Bowl every single season he's ever played in.
At any point of the season,
Yes.
if
If
it's long,
you
it's over.
Yeah, like Josh Allen, I know he technically only had like 3, 4 games where it was like, holy shit,
Long,
Shaggy from
yeah.
Scooby Doo, is that you? It was only like 3 or 4 games, but that's more than enough. That's 2 or 3 games too many than what you need to qualify for that curse. So yeah, no, at any point in the season, if if especially if hair can ever touch uh the letters on your nameplate, oh my goodness.
I'm
I
just
don't even
thinking, even
know
if
if
it
you're
could just
trying.
touch the back of your jersey,
No, yeah. Like if it just
like the
like
top of the jersey.
if you can just see the hair coming out of the back of the helmet like clearly every single play like Josh Allen's, it's like, all right, this is too
Yeah,
much.
it's kind of flipping back
If
out, like
it's
it's flipping a
ever
little bit.
T-Law touching a letter on the nameplate, eliminated from the playoffs. Make the graphic on 3, make the graphic.
So what about
Eliminated.
what if it's like dreads though? Because those technically it's not like long, like it's just kind of like worked that way. Because a lot of time, with like dreads, like they're not, the length of the hair is not actually what the true length is, right? Because it's just braided.
Yeah, it's got to be showing under the helmet. If you were like in theory, like if you were to have like a man bun, but it's tied up and it's not showing, then I think you're in the clear.
So Aaron Rodgers, if he had tied that up that year and put it
In the
underneath the helmet, it
clear.
was fine.
In the clear.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Because
So
I
like I'm
like
saying like let's think Kyler Murray
okay,
because Kyler
like
Murray's had like the
early,
afro sometimes, but then he also when he makes it into the
he's
dreads, it
fine.
sticks out a little
He's
bit.
fine. Kyler's
Even though the
fine.
dreads do stick out when he
No,
does,
yeah,
does the
Kyler's
dreads. Still
Kyler's
fine.
fine though.
Okay.
Kyler has a
Because that's one of
multitude
my
of other
questions.
issues preventing him
He
from a
does.
Super
He
Bowl.
does. But like CJ kind of has the same thing. CJ's dreads stick out a little
Fine.
bit, but
Fine.
obviously, yeah. So
Yeah,
that's my
fine.
question.
Like I'm thinking of Jalen Hurts Alabama first go around, like, ooh,
Long
no.
dreads.
Yeah, no,
Well,
no,
that's
no.
also like if they weren't in dreads and he was like he got them out, like
Yeah,
let's
yes,
think
yeah,
Colin Kaepernick. Colin Kaepernick had the afro, but
yes.
also he had the long dreads.
Fine,
But
fine.
I think it's fine. Yeah.
It's the look. It's it's that
You're
look.
talking, it's actual length of hair, not subsidized length of hair, is what we're kind of going with.
Yes, but modifier on top of that with the helmet on. It's
But
specifically coming
there's
out the
also a
back of the helmet.
modifier on that is if it is coming out, but they're dreads and the length of it without the dreads would be underneath the helmet, then it's fine. That's
Yeah,
what I'm saying.
just
Yes.
if it's coming out of the helmet and it is clear, like I'm not talking a little something out of the back, like maybe CJ Stroud a little bit. Not no, I'm not talking that. Like a Josh Allen, it's obvious you are growing out the
He's
flow.
flipping.
Problem, problem. When it gets that
Um,
long, problem.
I mean, all right, let's discuss this a little bit, Grant. After the Super Bowl, does it do anything to Pat the way people are gonna approach Patrick Mahomes? Massive
Um,
blowout loss.
I think at the end of the day, if he like gets 6 Super Bowls, no. Um, and
I
it's
will
like he's
say
still like
Tom Brady never
28.
had that big of a loss.
True,
29,
very true.
29.
No, yeah, it's tough to get that unanimous vote now. I mean, yeah, we're gonna have to see. Right now, Chiefs are gonna have to win a Super Bowl in the next 2 years to like have people be back to like,
Now
oh,
I
it's
will say,
Mahomes. What am
look,
I
hey,
talking about?
the Chiefs have been in every Super Bowl for like the last six,
Yes,
7 years.
but I'm just saying
Crazy
to
amount.
have people look at Patrick Mahomes the way they did 72 hours ago, they're gonna need to win another Super Bowl in 2 years because this left a bad taste in people's mouths.
Like I will just say the only time Tom Brady has been in that situation where it's been that big of a deficit, he came back and won the game.
Oh yeah.
So
Hey, and there was a period of time. There were some Patriots fans online being like, when it was 27-0, I'm not gonna lie. I had all the thoughts racing through my head. Like, what if you even texted me like if Mahomes were to come back down 27-0 to three-peat, then he might already be the unanimous GOAT in the world's eyes. He might be.
yeah,
He
yeah.
might be. I
I did.
there's
I
probably
was
still a
sitting there. I'll be
couple of
honest. I was
people that
sitting
would
there
be
when
like,
it
nope,
was
head to
halftime.
head
It was
and
like
fair.
27-0. I was like,
No, the thought,
Mahomes
I'm not
does
gonna
it.
lie, the thought went through my mind where I was like, I swear, there's there's no way, but
The
if
thing that
this
also,
happens, oh, I was off Twitter for 48 after the
the
Michigan
thing that
loss. I
also
might be off
bothers
Twitter for the
me
month.
is like
I'll be back in March.
in this game, the refs weren't like as blatantly favorable towards the Chiefs, and everybody's like, "Oh, see, like they're not biased toward the Chiefs." He's like, what bias? I'm like, dude, look at the last 19 games. Look at the
No,
last
yeah,
20
yeah.
games.
No, yeah, it
Like
was
that's
that.
how
I
you
mean,
get
D
here.
Hop after the game was also complaining, saying the refs were refing in favor of Philly, and it's like, dude, you got smashed. Like that game, like that was probably what it was like for the country to watch Ohio State, Oregon. Just like this is what after an
That
hour
was
of
how I was
real life
feeling.
time,
That
it was
that was
just
how I
like,
was
all
feeling.
right, it's done. Like I didn't think it was like when Eagles went up 7-0 early, I was like, all right, Chiefs are gonna go down, just score. That didn't happen. Then it was 10-0, and I'm like,
No, I thought it was going to be
Chiefs are down
back to
10
back. Like
every
I thought it was
Super
going to be
Bowl.
shooting a
No, yeah.
shootout. That's
When
kind
they were
of
down
the vibe I
10-0,
got.
there was no doubt in my mind that the Chiefs are gonna lose at that point. But the Cooper DeJean pick six, first finding out that was his first interception of the season, I was like,
On his
that
birthday, by the way.
yeah, that too. Like I knew the Saquon birthday. A lot of couple of group chats I was in, everyone was like Saquon touchdowns a lock, and I'm like, minus 280 is not a lock anywhere. What are you doing? No. And yeah, Saquon, what 25? I don't think he got 25 carries. I think he had
He had like
27
67
yards.
yards. He had like 67 yards total.
Okay. Yeah. I'll be honest. I stopped watching before Devontae Smith caught his touchdown. I stopped watching about
Oh,
30 seconds before that. I was like, this game's over. Like, I do not care anymore. 30 plus leads, like 28-3 Tom Brady is one thing. Like it's Tom Brady. Okay. They were the better roster than the Falcons that year. But it's just like,
all I will say is if I ever watch a
yeah,
Super Bowl
no,
with
there's no
Mahomes
comeback.
now, if I ever watch a Super Bowl with Mahomes now and they're down by like three, like 2.5 scores, 3 scores. I know Mahomes doesn't have it in him. I know, like I'm
Yeah,
not like
it
Tom
it, it
Brady.
was
Tom Brady, I always knew. Hey, I always knew. Maybe
it
there's
was
something in him.
eerily similar to, well, not that similar, but I would say it was quite similar to Chiefs Bucks a couple years back. And like a week ago, right now on the pod, I was saying for that Super Bowl, I went Bucks because of the D line mismatches, but I was saying it was more so because the Chiefs were replacing two tackles or just Mitchell Schwartz. But regardless, Mitchell Schwartz was best tackle on their team. He was out. I was like, I'm picking the Bucks because of that. And then I said on our preview for the Super Bowl, I was like, I'm not picking the Eagles because I think they have a better line play because Chiefs don't have those injuries. Chiefs did have those injuries. They had what, Caliendo or whoever the hell moving out to left tackle. The analysis I made 4 years ago was correct. When your D line or just line play in general is that dominant, like that's what leads to blowouts. Like I think back to those like Ohio State playoff games recently, like the blowouts occur. Of course, skill guys are making great plays. Like AJ Brown, Smitty were going off. Like passing game,
Oh
Jalen
yeah, no,
Hurts
the Chiefs
was
secondary is
phenomenal.
getting
Yeah, yeah. Don't get me
waxed.
wrong. Jalen Hurts, other than the interception and one other throw, I literally think he hit every other throw. I think he missed two throws all night. Every other throw, I think he perfectly made. Um, but it's just like it's the line play which leads to blowouts. Like how I think the Chiefs, the only first down they got in the first half was the first play
I
of
do
their
not think
offensive
they. I
drive.
don't
They got
think
a
that they.
first to
I think I
Juju.
saw something that they did not cross into
Oh
Eagles
yeah.
territory
Oh
until
yeah.
the third
Hell no.
quarter with like 6 minutes left.
Yeah. Yeah. No, no. They only got one first down in the first half. So like that happens though. Like those staggering, I think at one point it said like Chiefs have a total of like
Also, I
17
want to
yards,
clarify
Eagles have
something.
two
Like
something.
here, let me ask you this: if the Chiefs make it to, let's just say they make it to Super Bowls, even if they win, whatever. If Patrick Mahomes' regular season performances are like kind of how it was this year, where it's a little lackluster, but like good enough, but like just not like excellent. Like Tom Brady's had excellent, you know, regular seasons going to Super Bowls, whatever. If
Oh
they
yeah.
make it to Super Bowls, but it's kind of like this year where Patrick Mahomes clearly is like not a great quarterback, but even if they win, he matches Tom Brady's rings, but it's a shitty regular season performance.
Oh yeah,
Does
no, no, I
that
think he'll
still
still
put
get
him
it.
over Brady?
Yeah, yeah, because I mean, you
I
can
think that
go
if he
back at some
matches,
of those Brady. Like
I think
I
if he
honestly,
matches, I think if he matches the rings, but his regular season performances are just kind of duds compared to how he started his career. I'm still giving it to Brady. Brady's got head to head more regular season accolades, or better regular season performance. But that's me.
oh yeah, no, yeah. I think though, I'm just looking. I'm surprised Brady only has three MVPs. I'm surprised. I feel like he'd have more than that. How many does Mahomes have? You know how
Well,
many
keep in mind
MVPs?
Brady was playing in an era with Drew Brees, Peyton
No,
Manning,
no, no. I know.
uh,
But ever, once
Aaron
again, when it comes to
Rodgers.
the GOAT situation, we're using logical information to voice our opinion. I'm talking the casual man that
Patrick
only
Mahomes
turns
have two.
into his Baltimore Ravens games.
Patrick
Yeah,
Mahomes
he
has
has
two.
two.
Oh, I guess happy birthday. All
Mahomes has
right.
two. Brady has three. So, like, I have no
What about
idea,
first team
but
All Pros?
Mahomes has two first team All Pros, which I'm shocked it's only two. Brady only has three first team All Pros. I'm
Okay.
like that's stunning to me. Like, wow. I he only has three. Like, wow. I'm shocked actually.
Yeah, but like also like that's why I said it is like if you're actually talking ball knowledge, like it's era based. Like there are way more quarterbacks legitimately competing against Brady for that spot because you had multiple 5,000 yard passers with Brady when he's doing that stuff. You have Drew Brees going in there taking spots. You got Eli, you got Peyton Manning, you got Ben Roethlisberger, you've got I mean I'm
let's not
Russell
throw let's
Wilson.
not throw Big Ben and Russ. Russ like just got his first MVP vote ever, like within the past 3
Well,
years.
I'm saying he's probably getting like
Well, I'd
first
say
team
more
votes
so
and
with
stuff
Brady. Peyton Manning was sapping
for
his
sure.
MVPs. I'd say more so
Yeah,
him than
Aaron
anything.
Rodgers in
Yeah,
there
no, no,
for
yeah, you know, he had to
100%.
go up against two. And
Cam
MVP
Cam
is
Cam
quite is
Newton,
a
some random years.
the MVP quite literally is a regular season award. So Peyton Manning, you do view him through regular season lens. He was an absolute animal. Aaron
Yeah,
Rodgers, another absolute animal. Regular season, like
Joe Flacco might have gotten it that Super Bowl year. Like, I don't know.
I've, there's no way Joe Flacco. I'm checking.
It
I'm
might
gonna
have.
say
I'm just
there's.
saying that year might have taken some votes away. Matt Ryan probably got some votes that Super Bowl year too.
Yeah, I would say though, Mahomes does have some company though right now. Allen and
No,
Lamar.
yeah, yeah. I just think overall there's probably
I no no
more
yeah Brady. I
in those
think,
Brady
and
runs.
also hindsight is 2020. We know how Peyton Manning and Aaron Rodgers' careers
Yeah,
have turned out.
yeah.
We
No,
have no idea
yes.
how we will look at Lamar and Josh Allen in 20 years. Who knows
Well,
what ends up
Lamar's
happening?
Lamar's making the Hall of Fame. Josh Allen right now, it might be an Eli Manning situation, but I
Well,
don't know.
because Josh Allen has an MVP now.
Now he does. Yes.
I think he just if he just keeps playing for another 8 seasons, like I think he can, he'll just get in off of yards and shit.
It's possible. So more like a Drew Brees situation, but Drew Brees had a Super Bowl, so but no MVP. So I guess exchange that. Then I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, just Drew Brees and in general, Super Bowl aside, just like the dude was like, I don't know, putting up 4,400 passing yards for like 15 years straight. Like, yes, he's in the Hall of Fame. Like I do not care about any accolades. Like, if Stafford didn't win that Super Bowl, he would still be in the Hall of Fame
No, yes,
just
yes, he
off
would.
of yards.
Yes, he would.
So it's just if you
Eli
play
Manning
that
without the Super
long,
Bowls, questionable.
no, he wouldn't. But hey, any quarterback who's won two Super, and also he was the face of the New York Giants for
If Cam Newton
14,
won that Super
15.
Bowl, would he have made it in the Hall of Fame?
I think. I think because it would have been a Super Bowl, probably Super Bowl MVP
Well,
and MVP
Luke
season.
Kuechly's making it either way without a Super Bowl, but I don't know if
Different
Cam would.
position though.
I
You
know, I
know,
know, but still, it's the same kind of
no, yeah,
mindset.
no, it is like objectively Cam Newton. Like, ew, I don't know. Luke Kuechly or Cam Newton.
Luke
Probably
Kuechly,
Luke Kuechly. Yeah,
Luke
Luke Kuechly had a
Kuechly,
better career for sure, actually.
yeah,
But like
yeah,
Cam Newton still had great stats, but he did play quarterback. You are going to be compared to quarterbacks. Like that's just how it works. Like at
yeah.
Russ, I don't know, Russell Wilson Hall of Fame. I
Russ
would
will
say
probably I think he'll get in, but it won't be for he's
oh
won't be for
yeah,
a
no,
little
it'll
bit.
be in 2064. When it's like his 38th time on the
He
ballot.
Yeah, I mean the Super Bowl helps, and like the start of his career helps. But I mean, right now it's a little bit of that limbo-ish feel. Um, but I do think it's a similar situation to Eli Manning, where even though it's only one Super Bowl compared to two, same kind of deal.
I mean, just real quick, I'm just gonna look at Eli Manning. I just need to see his total yardage because if it's like 25,000 or something, I have no idea. What's like or Breeze? I think he was at like 40 something.
Breeze is like I think he might have I think he might
Guess
have the
what
record. I
Eli
don't know
Manning's career passing yards is in the NFL?
how many years he played for. 13.
He had 16 years, 236 total games. But his last season only had 4 games, so 15 seasons. Okay, 15
I'm gonna
seasons.
say 28,000 yards.
Yeah, you're about yeah, almost half 57,000 passing
Oh,
yards.
the way that you reacted, I was thinking it was low.
Oh yeah, no. I was saying I was low in my
Oh.
estimate. Yeah, no, 57,000 for Eli Manning, which
Yeah, so your estimate on Drew Brees is
makes
very
me
low.
well, yeah. Oh yeah, it's definitely
He's
way
got to be like
higher. I think Breeze is
70,000.
like second all time in passing
He
yards.
might be first right now,
Yeah,
actually.
he low key might be number one. Like Yeah, let me just see. Let me just
Yeah, you
check.
got to check. You got to check that.
All right. Guess. It's obviously more than 57,000. Um, just looking at this number, he has to be number one all time. He had Everett one, two, three, four, five, 6 seasons over 5,000 and two with 48, 4,900.
I'm going to say 89,000.
Okay. 80,358. Very close. Very
I'm
close.
within
No, no,
I'm within
that is very
$8,000.
in 1,000. Yeah, no,
Oh.
no. You get credit for that. But it's just, yeah, no, that's so many. I was about to say Eli like may have only need one Super Bowl to get in. Nah, he'd need that second to get in for sure. Drew Brees has 571 passing touchdowns in his career. Eli had like 280.
And a lot more picks. A lot more picks.
Wait, 244 career picks for Eli. Let me see Brees. Drew Brees finished his NFL career with one less interception than Eli Manning.
Played
243.
for longer though, I think.
Yes. Four more
Yeah.
seasons.
Yeah. So give him a little break.
Yeah, I was about to say, like, I remember Brees would almost be at the top of every like accuracy chart and and smallest interception percentage. Well, that's Aaron Rodgers, but Brees was also on
Yeah.
there too.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, the unanimous goat for Patrick Mahomes debate just got a little bit more complicated, and that gives me like at least 4 more years before I need to think about that again. So that bought me a lot of time. I am thrilled. I would say, without question, greatest sports year of my life, and there will never be anything that could top this. And a lot of that resides on the Chiefs having the chance to three-peat and then getting blown out. That's like the hardest piece of the puzzle to get.
Well,
Like an Ohio
the
State
only
championship, that can happen. Dodgers
well,
might
so here's
win
the thing.
10 straight.
Here's the
And
thing.
Luka Doncic getting traded to the Lakers. I don't
You
think
can't
Wemby's getting traded to the Lakers
you don't
next year.
care enough about college basketball, like Ohio State,
Yeah, no, no, no,
not
no,
that
no.
good college USC.
I'm
So
a
nothing
USC
nothing happens there.
basketball fan.
Yeah.
Okay.
Nothing's really gonna happen
I'm a
there.
USC basketball fan,
Nothing's
not
really
Ohio
gonna
State
really could
basketball.
happen there.
Yeah, no, no, no.
The only thing that could potentially happen to make the year even better at this point is the Lakers somehow
Yeah, yeah.
win.
But trading, like, hey, we were saying this earlier, but just the news of NBA moves is way more exciting than the games themselves.
No, yes,
So
yes.
Luka getting traded to the Lakers probably will be the most exciting moment in his Laker career. As sad as that sounds, it's probably true. Because
True,
for him to top
unless
that, he'll have to Kobe three-peat. If he just wins one,
that
it's cool.
I think if he hit the
We
Kobe
expect
81
two
points,
rings in his Laker career over the
you
next
want
12
Luca
years. We
did have a
expect that.
70-point game. If Luca somehow has an 80 plus point game like Kobe style, that can be the highlight.
That could be. It could be. But, like, who knows? Maybe in 8 years, 60 points is the new 40. And when a dude drops 60, it's not that cool. I have no idea. Like, but Luca getting traded to the Lakers, oh yeah, I know how hype that is.
No,
That was
yes.
that peak
Although I was sitting there
NBA
the other
Twitter.
night and I was like, if you're Dalton Connect, just could you imagine being like, yeah, you're getting shipped out and then you have to come back to the team that wanted to
Oh
trade
yeah,
you?
yeah,
So
yeah,
just oh god.
yeah. Here we'll get into that sec. But quick little pause. I got to run to the bathroom, folks. So we'll be right back. We're back. Part two of the episode. Long bathroom break. But yeah, what a football season. You know, the whole football season is wrapped up. I'm thinking to when we started how we remembered last season before, and I think we should have remembered 2 seasons ago more so for the amount of quarterback injuries throughout the year and how bad it made just the regular season on a week to week basis. Like 4 starters would be out for the year every single week at quarterback. But I don't think we exactly remembered that going into this season. This season, Everett, should we remember it? for um what was it? Paul Feinbaum wanted to ban two high safeties, or someone on ESPN saying that we need to pass more and they should ban two high safeties. Is it that running backs are just like good? Saquon helped out a lot with that. What is the takeaway on this NFL season?
Refs bad. I think that's where we start. Refs bad.
I think that's the takeaway every year, though.
True. Um, well, yeah, I was going to say the next thing is Saints incompetent, but that's also every season.
Yeah, no, we see that every year when we see the
Kevin O'Connell, quarterback guru. That's up there.
I'm seeing a slight agenda being pushed in these takeaways for the season, but okay.
I mean, is that not a takeaway? Is that not a takeaway?
Yeah, but I'm thinking overall, how are we going to remember this NFL season? What is the main point? Refs suck. Like, is that going to be our takeaway?
I legitimately think it is the takeaway. Is the refs suck?
I think it's running backs are back.
That's possible. I do just
coaching matters can also be in there.
I do think that this year specifically has been the most observable ref incompetence of any year that we've had. Also, new kickoffs suck. New kickoff rules suck.
Yeah. You know what? Yes. I like that. I like that higher up on the list. Yeah, no, the new kickoff is atrocious.
Also, I was sitting there and I was like, the new rules prevent you from kicking an onside kick until the fourth quarter. At least in the Super Bowl, when you're down 30 points, let the kids kick it. Oh my gosh. Let the Chiefs try it. Let them try something.
Yeah, let Harrison Butker run out there and try to do a Pat McAfee recover his own onside kick.
It's the Simpsons. I think it's Ralph.
I also think if you declare an onside kick, you have to onside kick it. If you kick it deep, they get the ball like at the 50 or something.
Yeah, no, but the Super Bowl quite literally was the Simpsons. I think it was Ralph's like, stop, he's already dead. Like, the Eagles are probably going to score either way when you give them the ball. At least let the kids kick it. At least let them kick the onside.
Yeah, I mean, now that I think the takeaway, playoff influence takeaway, which is what the general community will think, is that the NFL is not rigged. The Chiefs did not win the Super Bowl. They got dismantled.
Regular season rigged. Regular season, sure, maybe rigged.
Sure,
possibly. Sure.
But what sport doesn't have a rigged regular season? College football, I can't act like that's not rigged in the regular season.
Well, so I would say maybe the MLB.
Bottles and beer cans on the field, and they got the call reversed.
Because those refs are just... The refs aren't actually rigging anything. They're just incompetent.
Oh, yeah, no. The refs aren't like rigging it for an MLB agenda. They're rigging it so they can get home as quickly as possible. They get paid by game, not by hour, folks.
Yeah.
I'll have to look into that, because if I find out umps are paid by game,
got some serious questions to ask.
Yeah, I mean, also it's just NFL. Why do we not have full-time refs?
They're just now, by the way, saying that they're going to look at using the bird's eye view or whatever to look at first down, like yardage markers and stuff. They're just now saying
I'll be honest. That's
we've had that for like 8 years.
That one thing I love about football is that we still have two guys pushing 70, late 60s, doing the chain gang every single week. We still have those two guys.
Some of them sometimes get hurt.
Pop Warner football
I think we had like 3 of them get hurt this year. We
saw maybe more than a handful, maybe 6 chain gang injuries this year. I can recall one, I don't know if it was this season, but in the last 5 years, sweet play on the sideline, guy with the ball gets hit out of bounds, and he
that was this season. I'm pretty sure with the knee, with the ACL. I'm pretty sure that was this year.
Marcus Lattimore the dude's knee.
I think that was the season.
Yeah. So I mean, there's so many that I might be thinking of one from a while ago, but there were probably 6 instances of those this season, but probably only 2 of them got media coverage. Who knows? They may not catch you snapping your leg in half doing the chain gang. I wonder what that pays. I wonder what the chain gang pays. But yeah, I do like how we still have human eyes measuring the chain gang.
No, yes, yes. I
I
I
was
mean,
explaining to
well,
my
it's not
dad the other
football
day.
without it, I guess.
No, yeah, you need it. It's like umps in the MLB. That I will stand by. They can never go robo umps. I need a human back there. I need a real life person back there so you have a way to vent out your frustration when things aren't going your way. I think robo umps it if you're just striking out over and over, can't get mad at calls anymore. Like, oh, you're just striking out, buddy. Like you actually just suck. There are no excuses if there's robo umps. And hey, Miguel Rojas needs his excuses, folks, to get through an 162 game season. So yeah, no, we're not doing that. And also, um, catching is devalued without ump, but we don't need to get into all that right now. Don't need to get into all that. Actually though, I think another way this season will be remembered though is the year of the blowout, the year of the uncompetitive games, college football included as well. But yeah, no, it's as a net neutral fan, if Georgia just did what Ohio State did and then the Eagles won, I would have said this is one of the worst football seasons ever. So, because that's what I would say, I'm going to say that. Objectively speaking, league wide, pro and college, it was not a great football season. Do you agree?
No, I mean, I think there was entertaining moments.
Oh yeah. Hey, when Ryan Williams did that shit against
I
Georgia,
think
oh
the
my god.
best I think the best way to put it is it was not an entertaining playoffs.
Yeah.
That would be the
Yes. And
most
that leaves a sour taste, but that's
that's the
yes.
broadest coverage, I would say, is the
Yeah.
playoffs across the board. There were some fun games. There were some close games. Like, don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
There were some
Hey,
close
Ravens
games.
Bills was amazing.
Even Bills Chiefs close, like that was
Oh
a good
yeah.
game.
No, yeah, yeah.
But and I mean, like, look, like you had ASU, was it ASU Texas? Like that was a good game.
Good
Um,
football game.
but so there's a couple, but the
Yeah, but
overwhelming consensus is it was not great.
it's been a while since like Bucks Bucks Chiefs was technically the last like blowout Super Bowl. But it's like before that, was it Seahawks Broncos? Like, was there like a 9 year stretch in between blowouts between that Bucks one?
Yes, but remember, it wasn't a blowout, but the
No,
Patriots
yeah,
Rams
yeah.
Super Bowl was very, very, very
Awful.
boring.
Yeah,
Horrible.
awful. Yeah,
Yeah.
you're right.
I mean, like,
I erased that from my memory, how bad it was.
yeah, let me just look last 10 Super Bowls. Like, I'm just curious.
Because like some of my
Um,
earliest memories Super Bowl is like Mario not Mario.
yeah, I mean, real quick, I'm just gonna go down the line. Ready?
David Tyree
Um,
catch, like
this
that moment
year,
just
this wow.
yeah,
I'm just gonna go down the line real quick. All right.
yeah.
Chiefs Eagles this year 40-22. Last year Chiefs 49ers 25-22. Uh 2 years ago Chiefs Eagles 38-35. Rams Bengals was 23-20. Chiefs Bucks 31 Bucks 9 Chiefs. So two blowouts by the way in Patrick Mahomes' career. Before that Chiefs
He may be the
49ers 31
only
to 20 with
quarterback
the
to have doubled two 20 plus point lot. Well, I guess
yeah.
18 point, but you get what I'm saying. Two score
But
loss in the
but
Super
yeah,
Bowl. He may
so
be the
so
only ever.
before that, Chiefs 49ers 31-20 with the Jimmy G missed deep shot that would have turned the game around. Don't forget that. Patriots Rams 13-3. And I constitute that as a blowout because that game was already bad.
Awful.
I mean, before that, I would say Broncos Panthers was
Yeah, what was the score
next
of that?
24-10.
Okay. I just remember though,
2016,
I want to say it was
2015 season.
17-10 in the fourth quarter when Cam Newton clearly decided to not try to recover the fumble. I want to
Yeah,
say it
and
was
that
a
was the turning
7 point
point.
game. Yeah.
That was the turning
But
point.
I want to say it was still a football game when that moment occurred. That's why it was so stunning to everyone to see him quite literally be like, I'm making a business decision in the Super Bowl in my MVP year. I'm making a business decision. very interesting decision. Did not pay out well for Cam Newton post that play.
Yeah, no,
Literally
that
since
turned his
that
career the other
play,
direction.
it was downhill. That was
Then he had the
before
one
that
play where he
play.
screamed, "I'm back," and then immediately was not back after that.
Yeah, yeah, no, exactly. But yeah, no, that's gonna wrap it up for this NFL season. Yeah, yeah, this is gonna be one to remember. Just this whole sports year since October, barring Thanksgiving weekend, just been straight W's on my side. Uh, holy moly. But other than that, got anything else you want to dive into? May,
I mean, not really. It's gonna be. I mean, I think if you've learned one thing is like regarding the Eagles, they have built a team that top to bottom is like they've gotten the picks. I don't know
oh,
why
actually, yeah.
teams keep letting them have picks and stuff and getting these guys, but it's they're able to retain these guys because they're not really
Yeah,
spending a lot of money to
yeah, they're
sign players.
reloading
They're
and
reloading in the draft. And I think that's
redrafting.
one thing that people need to take into account is it shows you a lot of the time it's building through the draft rather than free agency. And I think that's important going into the draft and free agency
Yeah,
this
actually, you know
season.
what? While you bring that up, I just want to look up real quickly right now while it's fresh. Philadelphia Eagles 2024 salary cap. Okay, I just want to
Yeah.
see where the money was this past season. Where was the money
Jalen Hurts,
allocated?
Saquon Barkley, and AJ Brown.
Well, I know Hurts and AJ Business are going to be a ton. So
And
I'm just going
Devontae.
off.
Devontae is a top 10. I think he's paid a top 10 wide receiver right now.
No, yeah, we looked it up recently. He's like 11th highest paid wide receiver, but off of cap hit. Yeah, we'll go off cap hit. I don't know how these numbers are so low, but Lane Johnson took up the most this season with a 15 million cap hit.
Interesting.
15 million.
So they backloaded
Something's
contracts.
okay.
Are you on
Okay.
over the cap? Are you on over the cap?
Yeah, but no,
Just
no,
look at just
I'm
look
on
at
the other.
the other the SPO track.
Let me get to the main. Let me get to the main. Okay, they only have it for next season. They have already removed this past season, so we cannot
2024.
check those. Yeah, we cannot check. I think those are relatively correct, but pretty much what I was just gonna say though is that you're right in the fact that they have reloaded on D line. Like Brandon Graham, who is still there, who's gonna retire, but like Fletcher Cox and Brandon Graham had been the Eagles D linemen for like 13 straight years. And it's like, it's when you have elite guys like that, you're going to keep them, you're going to pay them, but it's just, there are other holes. And I'm talking Eagles 5, 6 years ago. I remember one of my good friends, massive Eagles fan, he would always be talking about how awful the Eagles secondary is like my whole childhood growing up, like up until like literally the Super Bowl year. And then right after the Super Bowl year, right back to the DBs being absolute garbage. But it's like they've always had just clear holes, just entire units on their team that were bad. But when you are stockpiling through the draft, it helps when Jalen Carter is just a game wrecker, or that helps a lot. And Jordan Davis is also amazing. That helps. But it's just positions like that and guard Landon Dickerson, like those D tackles, guard positions where if you're paying a guy 15 to 20 million at that position, it's probably not ultimately worth it long term. That's the piece you want to fill in and restock through the draft or a cheap addition like Zach Bond. Like I
I
think
mean, like
Zach
Zach,
Bond was making like
that
a million.
also
But those positions,
the
you need a cheap
Eagles
fill in
the
and
Eagles
just
also took Makai Becton and turned him into a
yes,
starting caliber guard
another
this
great
season.
example. Yeah, where they kind of had the blueprint in terms of just positional value
And
where you're
and
going to
by
pay
the
your
way,
quarterback. The rookie quarterback system is great. That structure
By the
is
way, I mean,
excellent.
I just will also say the Eagles did luck out a little bit. I don't know why the NFL teams
Of
let
course.
him do this, but they lucked out getting both of their starting corners essentially in the first two rounds of this last draft.
Yeah, no, that was another thing where it helps if you're Slay's getting a lot of money, right? I think he's getting like, I don't know, 20 mil total on the year. But like Blankenship even. What year in the league is Blankenship?
Four.
But on
I'm
rookie
not sure.
contract, correct?
I believe so. I'm not entirely
Even
sure.
if he isn't, he wasn't expensive. But I'm just saying they have quality starters in starting positions across the board that are making dirt cheap. I talk about this a ton with the Dodgers. When I look at past World Series teams, just teams to make it that deep, a lot of those teams who have made it that far, they are not in the top half of the league in payroll. Like they're not dishing out money.
Yeah.
And why are they able to go that deep? It's because they have guys significantly overperforming the value of their contract. Like you have like that playoff year, Corbin Carroll on the D-backs. He was making 700K on the season, and he had like a 920 OPS on the year. It's just like stuff like that. You have to find and acquire, draft, develop, early trade. Like you have to find those diamonds in the roughs, and you have to have quality starters all over. Like it is the team at the end of the day. I feel like Mahomes' past few years has kind of had everyone thinking, all right, quarterback, you need a absolute game changer back there to consistently win Super Bowls. Not always the case. Like the Eagles, they fitting into the Georgia Eagle nickname, like they did the Georgia blueprint. You're stacked in every single position across the board. Like there's not a single
Yeah.
position
No,
on that
literally.
team are you not confident in just doing your job.
Yeah. I mean it. I think it comes down to like the Eagles have successfully they all they do they draft for talent. Like sometimes
Yeah.
positional need, but they focus on talent more than anything, and it works out. And I think
No,
that
yeah, like I
that's
literally
kind of the
think
approach some
if
other
you
teams
were a
need to
five
look at.
star in high school, like I actually think Howie Roseman cares about that. Because when I
Unless you're
just look at
Well, actually, this yeah. Well, Justin Jefferson wasn't a 5 star, so that makes sense.
no, yeah, no, he wasn't. But I'm just saying, like, I think
Now,
it's
could you
like,
imagine if they did draft Justin Jefferson instead, and he was on the team right now?
oh yeah, no, the Eagles, it'd be horrifying, absolutely gross. But it's like I think they do like I'm just looking at the bottom half of their roster right now and just the former five stars on there. For example, your guy, Lewis Seen, former five star, Eli Ricks from Bama, former five star, Keely Ringo, former five star. They're and hey, N'Kobe Dean got hurt. I don't know, a month back. Was it in the
No,
playoffs or
it was
like
like two.
late
It
in the
was during the
season?
playoffs. It was during the playoffs.
Yeah, Dean gets hurt. Like they still had overcome a couple of injuries too, but it's just they were just so deep, just everywhere, and they just have talent all over, just athletes all over, like especially on defense. Like when they were saying in like the third quarter, like the Philadelphia Eagles have not blitzed yet. I was stunned.
No, they
I was
didn't, and they were
stunned.
getting so much pressure.
It was crazy. It was absurd. That D line they played, that was because it's the Super Bowl, it's the NFL. That was the most dominant D line performance I've ever seen in my life. I've ever seen in my
Yeah,
life.
yeah. But I think with that, we're probably going to wrap up here. So thank you guys so much for watching, listening, rate us 5 stars. You can find us on Spotify, TikTok, YouTube, Twitter, and on Instagram at Waterboy Pod. You can follow me again on Twitter at Everstakes and at Waterboy Great. We post new episodes every week on YouTube and all podcast platforms. Make sure you check us out there. We also post exclusive content on Instagram and on TikTok. So check us out there as well. And with that, see you guys next episode. Waterboys out.